When we talk about growth and healing and the process of those things, a lot of the times I think we collectively go about it with an improper perception of what that looks like, right? And the reason why I say that is because oftentimes you'll be in the process of growing and healing. You're doing shadow work, you're reflecting, you're learning about yourself, you're making changes about the things and traits within yourself that you may not be too fond of or favorable of, right? And oftentimes we get met with situations that trigger the old or unhealed version of ourselves to emerge. And sometimes when that happens, it's usually still a mismatched response to whatever that situation is, right? And then we have this feeling of, oh, we're not healed as much as we thought we were. And then there's this kind of like regression and self-doubt and all that stuff that comes along with it. But I think we've kind of done ourselves a bit of a disservice in navigating that, because I don't necessarily believe what it means to be healed means to get rid of all those traits per se, right? Because you got to think about it this way. Those traits are still you, right? They make up who you are. They are a piece of the whole that you encompass. And so if you get rid of those things, then you would be like cutting out a part of you and you wouldn't be whole anymore, right? And those things aren't necessarily like tumors or growths that you want to remove. Those are like birthmarks. Those are scars. Those are skin color. That's body hair. You know, that's what those traits are. So I mean, we can remove them, but we're less our natural, authentic selves, right? It's not necessarily about removing those traits from your toolbox. It's about knowing the time and place that is important and proper to use those traits, right? That's what growth is. That's what healing is. It's knowing when to be which version of yourself and how much of that version you need to show in order to navigate through whatever situation you're in at that time. And then once you're done dealing with that, you can recenter, right? The craziest thing about it is that it makes me think of how people who have multiple personality disorders or split personality disorders, I don't know what the proper name is currently because I know that the terminology has changed over time, but bear with me. They have developed full-fledged personalities to step in those moments of their lives to take care of those situations. And really what my understanding of that is that that's just a form of the psyche that takes way more control than we typically would want it to take, right? Because you know, like, there's an angry version of you, there's a soft version of you, there's a childlike version of you. We all have those versions of ourselves, and they all have a purpose for different moments in our lives, and we just need to utilize them more effectively. And the way that we can understand how to utilize them more effectively is by shadow work, growth, and healing.